Hi everybody. Today I'm going to do a video blog from yesterday's class. My name is Laura Shoosmith. I'm a certified professional coactive coach and I've been teaching meditation for about 14 months. Yesterday we were talking about how we create our reality as one who is awakened versus one who is dreaming of one that is becoming conscious, and the difference between the two. So I started off yesterday's class with a beautiful metaphor from a book, I believe by David Hawkins. And it starts off with, if we were to pick up a flower, we love flowers. We love the way they look. We love the way they make a room seem brighter. We love the smell. We love the feel of the petal, against our face. We love the velvety touch of the petals. The problem with the flower, though, is that it dies. It's impermanent. It fades away. The leaves of the flower fall off and fall to the ground and return back to the earth. We could get a fake flower if we wanted to, but we don't want a fake flower. We want the real one. We want one that dies. We want the flower because it dies. Because of its impermanence, it is precious to us. We too are like the flower. We are impermanent in bodily form. As a human, we are impermanent. We are always changing. Moment to moment, we change. It's easy to see that our mind and body is not the same as it was when we were little. And, when we were a child, when we were an adolescent. But if you look carefully, from the moment that you began to watch this video up until this moment, right now, many of the cells in your body have died and many new cells have been created. Many neurosynapses are firing. Thousands of neurosynapses are firing in your brain as you listen to these words and as you generate feelings and thoughts about what it is that you're hearing. We are just as impermanent and as ever-changing as the flower. And yet, as humans, what we want to do is to hold on to that flower. It would be imagining as if when the flower's leaves fell down to the ground, we would be picking it up, trying to put it back onto the petal. And that's crazy. So why is it that we as a human being try to hold on to and attach ourselves to the things in our lives that we want to stay? We want states of being to stay. We want good times to stay. We hold on to our memories for better or for worse. And we get all tangled up in this identity, this persona, this belief that we are a person with a story and memories and judgments and opinions and feelings and thoughts and worries and doubts and beliefs that are real, right? And we attach ourselves to them and we will defend them. I am who I am because when I was 5, when I was 18, right? My past experiences told me that the way it is we're always looking back to the past, one with a memory. So in this awakening, when we come to a class such as this meditation class, what we're looking at is, who do we create as? Do we create as one that is attached to the persona, the identification of one with a story, a body, memories, a mind? Or do we instead arise or allow the emerging of the true self, the one that is not attached to a body, to a mind, to thoughts, the one that always has been? There is an essence, a being, a presence that lives within you, that was here before you entered into this body, that will continue to be while you're here in this body, and that will be when your body is no longer here. There is a presence within you. I like to say that it's right under the breath. If you were to close your eyes and just take a moment and do some nice, slow, deep breathing, almost like that gap, that second between the in-breath and the out-breath, there's that presence that you can kind of, there it is. that part of you that never dies, that never passes, that is absolute, that is infinite, eternal, not impermanence, that we can create from. And we can create from that place as an individual, or we can create from that place collectively, dreaming up the best case scenario for our planet, for our country, for our families, and for ourselves. And so, who do we want to be as we create, as we allow the arising of our true nature to come to the forefront and to act from that place and to feel into and lean into the one in us that never passes. So as we evolve up the level of consciousness from I am a person to I am, as we evolve up that level, we need to overcome some conditioning that we have been groomed to believe. And we need to be aware of some laws of the universe that are going to operate whether or not we like it. So we can learn to operate within the laws of the universe and not be a slave to them. And so the one law that I'm talking about, or that I talked about yesterday, was the law of polarity. So in a life, there are good times and bad times. There are happy times and sad times. There are times that we feel right with our world, and there are times that we feel that we've been wronged by what's been happening in our world. So there are times we feel up and times we feel down. But if you look at it, the law of polarity is that even though in our mind we have a concept called opposites, up and down and good and bad, that they're not really opposites. Up and down is the same thing. It's a measure of direction, right? Happy and sad are not opposites. It's a degree of a state of being. Good and bad are not opposites. They're on the same degree, they're on the same level, just different degrees of states of being. So when we create in our lives and the laws of the universe happen, the pendulum swings from from right to left, from good to bad, from happy to sad. Who are you as the pendulum is swinging? Do you get swung and just thrown around every which way and not understand why you're feeling certain ways? Or do you understand that this is the law of the universe? This is what it's like to be encapsulated within this body, walking this planet, having a life in this reality. Who do I want to be as the pendulum swings, and how do I want to create my life from that? So if we go back to the flower, if you imagine a sunflower, it's a big round helm, and around the flower are the petals. If you imagine that the wind of life, right, kind of just takes us along the petals, where we feel like we're top of the world and everything's great, or then things are starting to fall apart, or then we feel really bad because things have fallen apart. We might feel worthless, or we might start to believe that things that people have told us about our lives. And then we start to rise back up again on that other side of that flower. We're rising back up to feeling good again. So we can allow the wind to throw us every which way possible, or we can remain centered like the helm of the flower, witnessing the wind taking us into a different direction, but deciding consciously if we allow it to swing us, or do we stand centered within the presence that lives within us, that is infinite and eternal, and do we speak and collaborate with that? Do we have enough awareness about ourselves to choose to collaborate with the being that never passes and to allow it to inform us? So that is part 1 of this video series. Who will you create your life as? A human groomed to be swung in the pendulum of life, a victim of circumstance, or at the center of your being, that which never passes, the helm, the stable, unchanging, absolute, divine, true nature of who it is that you really are. Thank you for listening. Our next video will be coming up soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.